Talk Radio 1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now, back to Jersey's Morning Show. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
For the Forge Jewelers, Omega time is 7:37. Forge Jewelers, the official jeweler of 1450 WCTC. Good morning to you. It's Bert. Our contest is coming up sometime between now and 8 o'clock. We're going to play Hurricane Trivia for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to Hurricane Harbor. Of course, at Six Flags Great Adventure. This has nothing to do with weather, okay? But our trivia question is coming up in just a little bit. Listen, I can go on and on about the dangers of looking at the sun today and checking out the eclipse and the damage that could be done to your eyes if you do it the wrong way. But why don't we have an expert tell us really about what's going on and why it's so dangerous? Joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline, I want to welcome in Dr. Matthew Marano. He's from St. Barnabas Medical Center. He's one of the most experienced and respected LASIK and cataract surgeons that you'll find anywhere in our state. He's a board-certified ophthalmologist and eye surgeon, performing over 2,000 surgeries every year, and he's here to talk about some more specific information. Dr. Marano, welcome to WCTC. How you doing?
I'm great, Bert. Good morning to you. It's a beautiful day pre-eclipse.
Yes.
The sun has been up, and it's beautiful and bright, and I'm still not going to stare at it this morning.
Oh, yeah. You're probably the last guy, Dr. Marano, I would think, who would stare at this. But talk about, I could go on and just kind of beat the drum all day like I've been doing about the dangers of this, but take me inside the eye and how the eye is built and why looking at an event like this could do temporary, if not permanent, irreversible damage for someone who looks at today's event.
Well, you've been right on all morning, so I'm just going to rehash a little bit of what you said. To speak simplicity, if you look at the sun normally, you can get cataracts, you can get corneal abrasions, you can get burns on the cornea, you can get these things called pinguiculars or pterygium, individuals that work out in the sun all the time, and you can get some retinal damage. And this is where we are really worried about with the eclipse. The sun's rays during the eclipse are so much more intense because an individual doesn't realize it because it gets dark, your pupils become enlarged, and more ultraviolet rays, which are the rays that hurt the eye and the retina, come through an enlarged pupil. And since they're so intense, if you don't have the proper sunglasses or UV protection, which are the Eclipse glasses, which are approved only by NASA, which we'll get to later, the retina is really nerve tissue, and part of the retina in the macular area, which is the size of a pinhead, is about 450 microns, is where all of your color vision is and where your reading vision is. And that area can be so damaged by ultraviolet rays, especially during an eclipse, when you don't realize it. And it only takes about 25 seconds of exposure. And this tissue does not regenerate. So you have often and can have permanent damage if you stare at the rays, particularly when it's extremely dark, when the moon is completely obscuring the sun. Sometimes you'll get retinal swelling, and that may subside, and you may not even notice it at the time of the eclipse. You may not notice till the next morning.
Wow. So much like you see, Dr. Marano, much like you see on 4th of July where there's all these people rushing to the emergency room because they, burned themselves by mishandling fireworks or whatnot. Are we going to see a spike maybe in emergency room activity over the next couple weeks? Maybe not necessarily here in Jersey, but maybe around our country of people reporting all sorts of eye damage and eye problems as a result of today's eclipse?
I think you will. You'll have individuals that'll go to sleep, maybe have a few, you have a few cocktails, or you celebrate the eclipse or tailgate a few hours, and then you think you can just look through your sunglasses because it doesn't seem that bright, because you don't realize you're getting the photo damage from the ultraviolet rays from this eclipse. You may not notice till the next day, or sometimes even 4 or 5 days later, and suddenly you're missing a spot as you look straight ahead at something. And often if you have two eyes open and only one eye is affected, you may not realize it until for some reason you decide to cover another eye.
Yeah, that's my concern. How many people today, Dr. Marano, will say, well, let me just take a quick glimpse at this, and then I'll look away, and at least I could say I looked at it and I'm not worried about it. Even something like that, absolutely not advisable to look at this for any length of time without the proper protection.
Yeah, and they're talking about, some individuals saying you can wear welder's glasses,
Yeah.
but you really need to wear these ISO, NASA-approved glasses, which if I were out buying them today, I wouldn't necessarily believe they're not counterfeit. And there have been some counterfeit glasses sold and recalled. But once they get recalled, it's not going to repair the damage that happens to the individual.
Are kids' eyes, Dr. Marano, any more susceptible to the damaging rays from today's event?
They sort of are, because their lenses in their eye are actually clearer. Their pupils get a little bit larger, and if you looked at the sun this morning, or if you're any day you're on the beach, look at the sun without your sunglasses on, or even a hat, you look away fairly quickly. This is deceptive because it's kind of a cool ray. It's not as bright, and it's not as intense. Now, there's a couple of tricks kids can do.
Sure.
They can look through tree leaves that are kind of like a pinhole effect or a pinpoint, and look at the shadow on the ground, and they will see an image of that. You can actually look into a pond or a lake, and you'll see some of the image, and you will not be looking directly at it. It will be over the back of your shoulder, and you can look down at the ground and see some of it.
Maybe not.
Go ahead.
It's okay. Maybe not your field of expertise, Dr. Marano, but people are saying, well, keep your pets inside. They might be curious of what's going on and look up and stare at the sun. Are animals' eyes possible to be damaged as a result of today's event? Just asking. Maybe you've been looking into this as well, since it's your field of excellence here, that maybe it's you would have some information. But should pets be concerned if you're a pet owner?
Yes, I would. If you have a dog or a large animal that is going to be grazing, it's only a 2.5-minute moment, and generally they're a little bit smarter than humans as far as something that might irritate their eyes, but they still could get some damage. Their eyes do have retinals, and they do see. Animals do see some color. They don't see quite as well as most humans, but they have a retinal image that's projected upon the back of their eye, which then is processed by the brain just as humans do. So I think it's not a bad idea to keep them inside at all.
Yeah, my cats remind me every day, Doctor, how much smarter they are than me. But there's a baseball game, Little League World Series today, 3 o'clock this afternoon. The team from New Jersey is going to be playing a baseball game in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And I've been saying since I heard about this, you know what? They shouldn't be out there. I mean, if you're a kid who's going to be in a Little League baseball game and there's an eclipse happening overhead, you're not going to be worried at all about baseball. You're not going to be giving that game a second thought. I thought they should shut the game down today, Doctor. Would that have been a good idea if they didn't play baseball today?
The game, the eclipse is over in in this area before 2 o'clock. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a peak area though, but I don't know. Just kids are just not going to be focused. I don't think.
No, at this point, you can put them in a huddle, have them put their. It's actually not a bad team idea. They'll all remember this game, and if they all stand with their back to the sun,
right.
they could a little pinhole or something. And look through the paper. But I think your point is well taken. There's always going to be one or two young kids that go, "This is not going to bother me."
Of course.
We're all invincible at that age.
Yeah, right. About a minute or so to go, Doctor. I'm 49. I don't wear glasses yet. I consider myself pretty lucky. What are some things that I can do to preserve my vision, or what are just some things that anybody listening right now can do to kind of take care of their eyes and keep their vision as good as it can possibly be?
There's a couple things you can do. Number one, you can use some lubricating drops because the surface of the eye is dry and will interfere with some of your vision. I think a healthy diet and exercise, basically bringing blood flow to the eye, is no different than the rest of the muscles in your body. And the more active you are, and when your eyes are strained or you feel really tired, give them a break. And do not pick up over-the-counter glasses to help you read, because you will probably give yourself the wrong prescription and can often weaken your eyes prematurely.
Yeah, everybody loves those $3 glasses at the department store. Shouldn't be wearing those, though, right?
You can wear them, but you got to wear the least power, and I would see your eye care professional and say, what can I wear? And often they'll say, use X power, 1.25 rather than 2.5. Because, again, the more power you wear, the less your eyes are going to work and the weaker they'll get for reading.
Excellent advice. So which of the hospitals, Dr. Marano, what's your home base hospital on the St. Barnabas network there?
I'm chief at the Ambulatory Care Center at St. Barnabas, which is in Livingston.
Oh, cool.
I'm also at St. Michael's in Newark.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thank you for your time today, Dr. Marano. You'll take a couple minutes this afternoon to check out the Eclipse, I'm sure, just a few?
I will. I'm going to make a little pinhole and look through 2 leaves, and I'm going to have my entire waiting room and staff go outside and look at it backwards.
Awesome. If anybody's going to do this the right way, it's you. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Dr. Marano, and good information, and thank you for chatting with us, all right?
Oh, thanks for having me.
You bet. Have a great day. All right, Jersey Central traffic and weather time.